Western State School acknowledges the Jaguar people and the Turrbal people, the traditional owners of the lands on which we teach and learn. We pay our respects to the elders, past, present, and emerging, for they held the memories, traditions, the culture, and hopes of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples.
My name is Sarah Kelly. I teach prep at West End State School and I've been here for 6 years. This is my 6th year on prep. I love teaching prep because I love seeing that light bulb moment with the kids. I love it when finally they've learnt a set of sight words and you can see it on their face, the excitement when they're able to pick up a book and read it by themselves without your help. I love it in maths when suddenly they understand things like counting forwards and backwards, when suddenly they realise that there's different ways of doing things. So even in science, when they suddenly realise they're asking a question and it's a scientific question and they get this praise and they then start doing it all the time. The difference between prep and kindergarten is that in kindergarten it's more about the student voice and about them investigating their world and trying to find their way, develop the social skills. When they get to prep, we have a curriculum and an end goal that we have to get them to. Being able to count to 20 in maths, being able to identify different collections, being able to sort objects. In literacy, it would be that they have to be able to communicate clearly and be able to have the confidence to get up in front of a class, to be able to write a sentence with full stop, capital letter, finger spaces. In science, it would be that they have to develop those questioning skills. They have to, understand inquiry and be able to collaborate and work together as a team. At West End State School, the first bell for the morning rings at 8:40, and that is the time of the day that we would expect all of the prep children to be at school, in the classroom, sitting on the carpet, ready for their day. The lunch bell, the first bell for first lunch rings at 11 o'clock, and that's eating time that goes till 11:15. But when preps first start, we actually start them eating before that bell goes because they take such a long time with their lunch. We give them plenty of time so that they start about 10 to 11 and they have about 25 minutes to eat, because then at 11:15, that's the play bell for them to go and have a run around, and you don't want them eating during that time. Then we have second lunch, which is the bell for second lunch rings at 1:15 for 10 minutes eating time. So again, we start them at about 1 o'clock and give them that 25 minutes to be able to eat their lunch. And then they have a play break again from 1:25 to 1:55. And then you have the home time bell, which rings at 3 o'clock. A typical day would start with your morning session. It would start with Jolly Phonics. The children would be singing songs, focusing on the sound of the day. They might then move on to focusing on sight words, and then we would move into our literacy rotations, which is guided reading, independent activities that have a literacy focus, with a teacher aide or a teacher. And then we would move into our middle session, so that's after their lunch break and their playtime. Their middle session would be numeracy focused, so it would have your maths rotations, which some of them would be independent, so it might be some counting games. It could even be using the iPads where they have to play some maths games. And then there would be a teacher-focused activity on a curriculum aspect. Then you would have your second lunch break where the kids get to go out and have some play. In the afternoon session, it's a bit more low-key, a bit more relaxed because the children are very tired. So we generally do like a science discussion or a story and a bit of show and tell, and then transition to home time. So play-based learning in a prep classroom is like hands-on activities. So it would be for literacy, for example, you might start the year with getting out some Play-Doh, and the children have to make their name with Play-Doh, or they have to make someone else's name with the Play-Doh. So they are still forming letters and recognising the alphabet letters while having that textile play-based experience. In literacy, it would also look like home corner, which is our dress-ups and all of that sort of stuff, which develops their oral language. So that's really important for literacy because they have to be able to communicate to each other and build that confidence. In maths, I guess it would be some hands-on number games. It might be playing snakes and ladders, counting. It could be on the iPads where they're having to identify different numbers or count forwards and backwards. With the teacher, it could even involve some gross motor skills. So you might take them outside where they have to count how many times they can jump on the trampoline, how many times can they go across the monkey bars, how many monkey bars are there. So at West End State School, we have 6 prep classes, and we do a lot of activities in those classes individually with their class teacher. And then a lot of the time we also do activities together. So the activities we do together are things like gross motor program, where we take them off for ball games and for dancing and for movement. Then other times would be using the collaborative space where you might join up with another group that's doing literacy rotations at the same time, and the children would have the opportunity to mix with another class. So for new preps coming into West End State School, I would hope that they are able to have the social skills to be able to interact with one another. I would hope that they feel independent and confident, that they can feel this as their safe place to leave mum and dad and be here all day with us. I would also hope that they are excited about coming to West End State School and about learning new things. When you're saying goodbye to your prep child in the morning, I think it's important that you say it happily, you say it with confidence, and you just say it quickly, give them a hug, a kiss, have a great day, and we'll see you this afternoon at 3 o'clock. To prepare your child for the first day of prep, I would recommend making sure that they have everything they need, such as a library bag, because they will receive things such as their homework book. They will have letters and sound booklets to take home to practice, maybe even notices from the teacher, and that's our way of communicating with you and making sure nothing gets lost. Then they also need their water bottle handy to be able to bring it into the classroom. They need their lunchbox. They need to know what is for first break and to know what is for second break at school. And they also need a hat. So when you're packing your prep child's lunchbox, you need to think about what they're going to have for first break and what they're going to have for second break. Because first break is our bulk eating time, because they've had 2 hours of learning, they're so hungry, they need something that is going to fill their little tummy. So I would pack things such as a sandwich, maybe some carrot sticks and some hummus, maybe a yogurt or some cheese and crackers. Make sure it's things that they know are there for first break and that they can open themselves. If you prefer your child to have hot food, maybe you pack it in a little thermos because we cannot microwave their food at school. We also cannot keep their lunchboxes in the fridge, so you need an ice brick in there if there's yogurt or cheese. For second break, I would pack maybe fruit salad, again, maybe even carrot sticks and hummus, and maybe some cheese in there. Just something small but enough for the afternoon. The other thing you need to remember is that you cannot pack any nut products because of allergies. So playtime at school is very exciting for preps, especially in the first week because it's a new playground and a new area. But you need to remember that to prepare them for the playground, we have a strict no hat, no play rule.
No hat, no play!
If they don't have their hat, they have to sit on a seat undercover and watch everybody else playing, and it is very sad. So please remember to keep their hat in their school bag. The other thing to remember is sunscreen. At kindy, the teachers will apply sunscreen throughout the day. At school, we don't apply the sunscreen throughout the day. So you will hopefully apply sunscreen in the morning to your child, and then If you wanted to, you can pack a little roll-on sunscreen in their school bag and they can reapply at lunch breaks.